Hey everybody, today I'll be telling you guys about the history of camping and how the initial idea of camping was developed. So, camping was considered to be a fun time to get away with friends, family, or even on your own, for just to enjoy a good time away from home and in the outdoors. Some may consider camping to be fun, adventurous, good family time, while others may enjoy it to increase their survival skills. Many may cringe at the idea of spending so much time outdoors in the elements with all kinds of critters without the luxuries of air conditioning and heat, warm running water, electronics, and believe that camping is just for hippies. But camping is a great opportunity to enjoy God's creation, relax, and take a break from the world, taking a vacation by camping. So, let's take a look at how camping began and how it has evolved over the years and has become more desirable by many individuals and families. Although the Although the earliest civilizations of people have been roughing it under the stars since the beginnings, the practice of camping for recreation began in the late 1860s. Before this time, camping for fun was unheard of. The original thought of calling it camping was likely to come from the military term military encampment. The military was the first to use this method of camping. You may have heard things like Flying Eagle contacting base camp, or let's head back to base camp to regroup from movies and such. That's because the military was the first to set up camp for these certain things. Campgrounds, let's see. Military was forced to use campgrounds such as these because they were forced to live out on the battlefield. Setting up tents to sleep in and using fire to keep warm and cook food like I have here. And telling stories around the fire while small groups of people would huddle around individual fires and tell stories of war and stuff that's happening around. So, but when did camping become fun? Well, in 1861, Gunnery Camp was founded in Connecticut, where a school of boys was taken out for a few weeks to hike in the wilderness, fish, and explore. In 1874, a women's camp was founded in Pennsylvania. Then in 1885, the first YMCA camp was set up in New York, and later in 1910, the first Boy Scouts camp was set up in New York. Since then, camping as a recreation has grown so popular that campgrounds all over the world, and people are trying to get outdoors and more into nature just to enjoy nature. Camping gear has also come a long way as far as, tools and equipment and stuff. Everything, like from the beginning, a simple axe isn't just an axe anymore. It's developed and it's done in certain different ways. But necessarily, camping items include a tent, a way to cook food, a way to build a proper fire, a light source to need at night, and something to sleep on. Now, the first tent was used in the military in 1855 when a U.S. officer made a bell-like structure after the Native American teepees and called it a bell tent. It was made out of a very thin, lightweight canvas material rather than using animal hide that was much heavier and denser and caused things to smell. Today, tents are made of a durable nylon material that is lightweight and easy to pack up. Walk with me this way. This is an example of a tent that we have today. Now this is a little bit more advanced than a tent you put the poles in and stuff, because this is actually a cot. If you look up underneath, there's the legs for it right there. You get in it just like this. It'll cooperate with you. And you would pull this back, open up the bug net on the inside, and then you're in on a 6-foot cot, very comfortable to sleep on. You throw in a pillow, a sleeping bag, or do whatever you need to do. But while cooking on a campfire is fun, there are ways of cooking easier. So you could hold a wiener over a fire, I reckon. I mean, yeah, but fires are kind of smoky and it kind of gets aggravating. But stoves like this were used. You want to come around here and show them the inside of the stove? The first portable stove was invented in 1849 by Alexis Soyer. Now, it is possible to bring the luxury of cooking with you on your camping trip. So that's kind of what this is kind of what the original looks like. It's not really the original, but it's pretty close to it. Now, the lantern has been around for many years. from torches to wicker lamps and lanterns in the street, and then to electronic lights. Now, the first portable flashlight was invented in 1899 by David Missel. This invention was revolutionary. It was a handy little tool that you could keep in your pocket, like so, and you could use for light in case of an emergency. And this one in particular is very, very bright. But there are lots of different ways you can start a fire. You have to know how to start a proper fire. You can't just throw a bunch of sticks together and hope and rub sticks together and hope that it'll just
move out the way, dog. Come on. No!
no!
Ah! I can't start a fire! Ah!
But the invention of the lighter was begun in 1823, and this invention finally gave man to easily make a fire, a big fire, and be able to, hold flame in your hands. How cool is that? Man, why isn't it? Now that is how you start a fire. Now, means of sleep was very important. So things like the hammock and the air mattress was invented. So hammocks and mats have been used for many years, even back in the Bible times. I'm sure Jesus slept on a hammock at some point in his life. The first air mattress was made in 1889. This allowed for easier and neater packing and made sleeping much more comfortable. With all these things being improved, camping has become worldwide famous. Camping itself has improved over the years with all the equipment being used and improved and evolved, and like I said, the people like to get out but still like to bring the luxuries of home with them on their camping trip. So a trailer or an RV is a great option. The first camping trailer rolled off at the assembly line in Los Angeles in 1910. And since the camper industry has grown and become a more convenient option for many people, campers provide a lot of comfort and convenience, as everything you need is right here. For example, you got side compartments all along the sides here. Some even come with slide outs, so you roll it up when you're driving down the road. When you get to where you're going, pull the slide out, you let it pull it out, and then you have a lot more room on the inside of the camper. Whether you sleep under the stars with a rock as your pillow, or inside a tent warmed by a campfire, or in a climate-controlled camper, for crying out loud, camping is a wonderful way to spend time with your family, friends, relax, and enjoy God's creation. If you have never been camping, I encourage you to do so soon.